What I'm about to share was discovered by accident in a Stanford neuroscience lab, but it's now quietly changing the lives of thousands of people who stumbled upon this brain hack. Most people will never learn what happens when you breathe in a very specific 4-4-4-4 pattern for exactly 28 days. The researchers themselves were shocked when they saw the brain scans. Here's what happened. Dr. Andrew Huberman's team was studying stress responses when they noticed something extraordinary. Subjects who practiced a specific breathing pattern showed measurable changes in their prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for decision-making, focus, and what we call success behaviors, in just 4 weeks. The pattern? 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out, 4 counts hold. Box breathing. But here's what most people get wrong. They think it's just about relaxation. The real magic happens in your neural pathways. Think of your brain like a highway system. Most people have traffic jams in the areas that control anxiety and scattered thinking. But when you breathe in this 4-4-4-4 pattern, you're literally building new neural superhighways that bypass the chaos and connect directly to your success centers. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to manifest success effortlessly, while others struggle with the same opportunities? The difference isn't talent, luck, or even hard work. It's neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself. During the first week of consistent 4-4-4-4 breathing, something fascinating occurs. Your vagus nerve, think of it as your brain's master reset button, begins to strengthen. This nerve controls everything from your heart rate variability to your ability to think clearly under pressure. Most people live with a weakened vagus nerve, which is like trying to drive a Ferrari with a broken transmission. But after 7 days of box breathing, neuroimaging studies show increased connectivity between your prefrontal cortex and limbic system. In plain English, your logical brain starts overriding your emotional brain. This is why successful people seem unshakable. They've unknowingly developed this neural pathway. Week 2 is where it gets interesting. Your brain starts producing more GABA, the neurotransmitter that keeps you calm and focused. Simultaneously, your cortisol levels, the stress hormone that literally shrinks brain tissue, begin dropping to optimal ranges. It's like upgrading your brain's operating system while it's still running. Sarah, a marketing executive from London, started this practice after reading about it in a neuroscience journal. Within 14 days, she noticed something strange. Problems that used to overwhelm her felt manageable, almost trivial. Her colleagues started asking what had changed. She was the same person, but her brain was literally different. Most people get this wrong though. They breathe too fast, hold too long, or give up before the real transformation happens. The 4-4-4-4 pattern isn't arbitrary. It's the precise rhythm that activates your parasympathetic nervous system while maintaining alertness. Comment below if you've tried box breathing before, because what I'm about to tell you will change how you think about it forever. By week 3, the most remarkable change occurs. Your default mode network, the brain activity when you're not actively thinking, shifts from anxious rumination to what researchers call solution-focused processing. Instead of your mind wandering to problems, it starts automatically seeking opportunities. This is why entrepreneurs and high performers seem to stumble upon ideas others miss. Their brains are literally wired differently. And now neuroscience shows us that 28 days of 4-4-4-4 breathing can create this same neural architecture in anyone. The studies are clear. Participants showed a 34% improvement in working memory, 28% better emotional regulation, and what the researchers called enhanced cognitive flexibility, the ability to switch between different concepts and adapt to new situations. But here's what the research doesn't tell you, and what most people never discover. Navy SEALs have been using this exact breathing pattern for decades, not for meditation or spirituality, but for performance under extreme pressure. Fortune 500 CEOs pay thousands of dollars to executive coaches who teach them this same technique, often without revealing its neuroscientific foundation. The military discovered that soldiers who mastered 4-4-4-4 breathing made better split-second decisions, showed increased resilience under fire, and demonstrated what they called leadership presence. Corporate America quietly adopted these findings, integrating box breathing into executive training programs. But there's something the studies couldn't measure until recently. After day 21, the third week, practitioners report something unexpected. They describe it as a shift in their relationship with opportunity itself. Suddenly, they notice openings they previously missed, make connections that seemed impossible, and find themselves in the right place at the right time with unusual frequency. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett's research on constructed emotion suggests why. When your brain learns to regulate its baseline state through controlled breathing, it becomes more sensitive to environmental cues that signal opportunity rather than threat. You're literally training your unconscious mind to scan for success instead of danger. This isn't mystical thinking, it's predictive processing. Your brain is constantly making predictions about what's coming next based on past patterns. When you change those patterns through breath work, you change what your brain expects, and therefore what it notices and acts upon. Now here's where most people make a critical mistake. They understand the science but never actually implement it. Knowledge without practice is just intellectual entertainment. The difference between people who transform their lives and those who remain stuck isn't intelligence, resources, or even opportunity. It's the willingness to consistently apply simple practices that compound over time. Most people want complex solutions to simple problems, but the most powerful changes come from mastering the basics. But here's what you need to know before you start. Your brain will resist this change initially. That's normal. The neural pathways you've been using for years don't want to be replaced. Expect some mental pushback during the first week. This is actually a sign the technique is working. Your unconscious mind will create elaborate excuses. You don't have time. It's not working. You forgot again. You'll start tomorrow. This resistance isn't personal weakness. It's your brain's survival mechanism, trying to maintain the status quo. Every successful person has learned to push through this initial resistance phase. The key is consistency over intensity. 5 minutes daily beats 1 hour weekly, every single time. Your brain needs repeated exposure to encode this new pattern. Think of it like learning a new language. You wouldn't expect fluency after one intensive session. Most people quit after day 3 or 4 when the initial novelty wears off. But the real transformation happens between days 14 and 21, when your brain starts automatically defaulting to this regulated state. That's when colleagues start asking what's different about you. Start with the guided session I've linked below. Use it for the first 7 days until the rhythm becomes natural. Then you can practice anywhere, during commutes, before important meetings, or whenever you need to shift your neural state. The research participants who saw the most dramatic changes practiced first thing in the morning. This sets your nervous system's baseline for the entire day. Instead of starting reactive and scattered, you begin from a place of regulated focus. The research shows that consistency matters more than duration. 5 minutes daily for 28 days will literally reshape your brain's architecture. But there's an ancient variation of this technique that multiplies these effects exponentially, something the Tibetan monks discovered centuries before modern neuroscience confirmed its power. What's remarkable is how ancient wisdom and cutting-edge neuroscience have converged on the same fundamental truth. Controlled breathing is the fastest way to upgrade human consciousness and capability. The monks called it pranayama, life force regulation. Modern scientists call it autonomic nervous system optimization. Different languages, identical mechanism. This advanced pattern involves a specific manipulation of the hold phases that creates what researchers are calling accelerated neuroplasticity. The few people who know this technique report brain changes in half the time, and the effects seem to compound rather than plateau. We're talking about achieving in 14 days what typically takes a month of standard practice. The pattern was preserved in ancient texts for over 1,000 years, but only recently have we understood why it works so powerfully. It creates what neurologists term coherent brainwave entrainment. Different regions of your brain begin synchronizing their electrical activity in ways that dramatically enhance cognitive function and emotional regulation.